This is Open Mic, and we are back here with you. And as you can see, I have my good friend, Mr. Denny Springer, because the feedback on him has been excellent as my partner in the Open Mic program. Today, we have three subjects to discuss. One, the banana industry. Two, the repercussions of the impacts report. Three, climate change. So on that score, we're going to move ahead. First of all, with the banana. Dennis, just to fill you in, I mentioned to St. Lucia very recently that an ex-employee of mine who owns two 150-ton ships is carrying bananas from St. Lucia to Barbados on a regular basis. And as a result of that, I went deeper into the whole banana situation and found out that at this time, Suriname sells approximately $20 million in bananas to Trinidad money. Suriname sells $20 million every 6 months, and the Dominican Republic also sells another $20 million. That's approximately $40 million a month. St. Lucia sells 15. So the aggregate at this time is 40 and 15 is 55 million. And that can be increased. As a result of that, I had meetings with the farmers, and everybody seems gung-ho on the situation. I have contacted the receivers in Trinidad, and they are prepared to buy at least 400 tons a month from St. Lucia. As a matter of fact, I have just come back from Trinidad. I went down on Thursday this week, and I returned on Saturday, and I had discussions with the folks down there. In addition to that, I met with the Minister of Trade in Trinidad, who is going to assist me also in ensuring that this trade can be formulated, because it's good for both parties. We have a trade deficit of Trinidad, enormous, and I explained that to the minister, and on that score, I think the lady is really willing to help us. What is your take on the banana industry? Are you one of those that feel that bananas does not have a future, or bananas does have a future?
Thanks for inviting me once again on Open Mic. As always, you know, it is very interesting to discuss things instead of just the sound bites that we hear so often. Going back to the question that you've just asked, as far as I'm concerned, banana is very important to St. Lucia. There's no two ways about it. The only problem is, to an extent, as far as I am concerned, is that we have so many small holdings. You remember what Sir Arthur Lewis once said, industrialization by invitation. And consequently, that is what he was getting at, that we need bigger farms producing bananas and doing it efficiently. Because when you have so many small farmers, it confuses the situation. Hence why you see Chiquita and them
have grown to that extent.
Exactly. Huge farms.
Yeah.
However, there is something that I think this government or the last government have not taken into consideration, because I remember in 1998, I was doing the Labour Party's first year in power. I was doing something for Business Focus magazine, a report. And I remember going to the then permanent secretary of Agriculture. And you know who it was then? It was then Dr. Jimmy Fletcher. And I said to him that, don't you think by now, you know, with me coming from Europe at the time, England, that we should now be diversifying in bananas? And I don't think he understood what I was really saying. He thought I was talking about diversification on the whole.
Okay.
And he talked about potatoes and other things. I said, no, in bananas itself. Because I had done some research to find out that some of the best paper you can find is of the bulk of the thing of the banana.
Right.
You know, by what it, when you squeeze it, what
Yes,
comes out and
yeah.
what you do
I've
with
heard
it.
that before.
I also said to him that we should be thinking of flour made from banana. We should also be thinking of baby food made out of banana. But the point is the government would have to, you know, invest, you know, even though they did it themselves to begin with, and then allow the private sector to take over. But
Well,
nothing like that
Yeah,
happened.
but you know, Dennis, we have to face the reality of it. I don't know that we have the personnel here in St. Lucia to do it, no matter how willing the government may be. But, you know, because of our association with Taiwan, that's where it comes in. Because
Exactly.
they're quite willing to offer the technology.
Yeah.
But more importantly, I met with an Israeli ambassador not too long ago, and he said, look, we really don't have the funding to give St. Lucia like other countries, but we have the technology. Yeah.
They
And
have.
you know, as you say, the old say, you teach a man how to fish.
Fish,
Okay.
exactly.
But your point is taken. But you know, for me, I'm trying to focus on the present because, as you can fully appreciate, we are in the doldrums
Exactly, we
at
are.
this time, and it is hurtful to see the amount of farmers sitting idle down in the valleys. But what I've also discovered is that, you know, fair trade. There's Fair Trade and Windfresh. Windfresh is like the
That's
mother
correct.
company.
Yes, yes, yes.
Fair Trade does in fact buy the bananas, but they seem to concentrate on the higher end of the bananas.
Quite.
That is, they go to the UK.
Yes.
But you know, in life you have to take care of children, okay? And that is where the other farmers come into it because, you know, they don't have the resources
Correct.
to meet the European standards.
Correct.
And what I've been told by the farmers that there is a market, so please, Mr. Shastri, help us with that.
But
And-
Michael, not cut me short.
Sure.
Do we really educate our children
Yes.
to the importance of eating bananas? That's the other
That's
thing.
that's a big question.
Because I make sure that
Yeah.
I have bananas at home.
Yeah, likewise.
Make sure.
Yeah.
Even this morning I went to the shop,
Yeah.
even though I had bananas at home,
Yeah.
but I bought the banana that was not too ripe,
Yeah, so you can.
so that
correct,
you know, it is educating our children to the importance of having a banana a day.
Yeah.
You know, and this way we are creating, you know.
Yeah, but again, more importantly, what the point you made there is, if the people are in fact encouraged to eat bananas, they will understand why bananas should be grown. Yeah, you have a good point. But going back to the economic side of it, something definitely can be done. Okay.
Of course.
But what has happened? There are individuals at Fair Trade I've spoken to, and the system is in place. But like everything else, you know, people always, should I say, overestimate the manner of doing business. But you have to understand that there are what you call situations that have to be addressed in the process of purchasing and selling, because on both sides, because you'll have certain farmers that may want to sell
locally.
not only locally stuff, but stuff that are not really marketable, even for the Trinidad market.
That's true.
And then once you do that, you're affecting your commodity. There are also some farmers, and I've explained that to them. As a matter of fact, I got an order this week for 350 tons of bananas, but the client I was speaking to in Trinidad made it very clear they want to get premium bananas, which is the premium bananas are those that are being shipped to the UK. So I'm not a banana farmer, so I did make some inquiries and I found out what they were talking about. There are those that are premium bananas and just those slightly below, and you can get it at a better price. But what is happening now in St. Lucia is that there are 2 or 3 individuals buying the bananas, so to speak, on the black market and reselling it. But again, the farmers are getting shafted.
Of course, they are.
Because what they're doing, they pay the banana farmers so much and they send it down to Trinidad, and sometimes the people don't get all their money. And you know, that is a level of frustration. But By the same token, though Trinidad is a big country and the importers are also big people too, one must not get away from the fact that you have to tie up the contracts properly for the people. And that is what I did in Trinidad this week. I made it very clear that maybe it's more convenient to work with fair trade, because what happens, the bananas go into the depot where it's checked properly, and then there are two ways that they're shipped. They have instructed me that they have accounts with West Indies shipping and also with tropical shipping, and they will take it down. In addition to that, I have already spoken to an individual in St. Vincent who has a ship, and he said just give him a call whenever we're ready. So come the new year, I really want by the end of January, the latest February, to try to get this thing going. But I'm trying my best to work with fair trade so we can get it going very quickly. St. Lucia, this is Open Mic, and we've just come to the end of the first segment of our program. We'll be right back.